And we're live. Just getting my coffee. Starting it off with an interrupt. All right. All right. Let's get started. Knew something was off. Just got to make sure that everything is connected properly. Oh, are we recreating things? Nah, this is something new. All right. Okay. We're going to get up close. So, what are we talking about today? It's a discussion. It's me piecing something together after multiple things that have happened. And I want all of you to consider everything that I'm saying and determine if it's a path that you would choose to walk. We're going to contemplate whether it's good or bad, but we're going to do it regardless. And when that happens, you have to ask yourself, okay, so I walked the path and something happened. I feel a different way. I now maybe believe or I have hope. I now consider myself amazing, capable, talented, that I can achieve anything. I view the world a little differently. I see light where before I saw shadow and darkness. I see possibility rather than things that block my path. When you guys hear that, does that sound like it's a bad thing? Yet what if I told you that what accomplished that was self brainwashing? Oh, yeah. I don't know about that one. I'm not comfortable self brainwashing myself. Yet I just told you what it could accomplish. Why does that stop you when I say those words? Do we get it? So if right now I gave you a key, okay? Right now I gave you a key, and this key allowed you. Everyone who takes this key as well, we can all just grab it. Like, do you want one? Do you want one? Do you want one? Do you want one? I could give you a key. And if you grab the key and choose to use it on a door and walk through, you now are happy. You now are light oriented, inclined. You walk that direction, right? To help people, to guide people, to teach people. You see possibility. You care. You no longer care about the superficial, about the external. You no longer you realize it's not about the reward. You realize it's not about the money. You realize it's not about the outcome. That the outcome is going to happen as we're doing, as we're walking, but it doesn't mean that it has to happen immediately. We understand that everything just will fall into place over time as we're walking forward, and everyone's going to be feeling great. There's going to be no more war. There's going to be no more attacks. There's only going to be peace. There's going to be unity. We're all going to be working together collectively. We're going to be supporting each other. We're going to be guiding each other. We're going to be teaching each other. We're going to be helping each other. We're going to be removing problems from each other. We're going to be removing requirements from each other. We're going to just see possibility, hope, light, happiness. There's just peace. That's what happens if you take this key. Do you think that every single person in the world would choose to take it? What do you guys think? Would you take it, first of all? There's no catch. That's just, you will feel that way after you take the key. That's how you will feel. What you do after that is up to you. But remember, now you're free. You can choose every decision, but you're inclined in the direction that you walk is about helping people. Light. You're not caring about the reward. You don't care at all about any of that stuff. It doesn't matter a competition or the results or the metrics, right? You're not doing it for that. You don't care about that at all. You don't need any validation. You don't need any praise. None of that. You might not even get any anymore because you don't even care about it, though. Would you take it? Would you? And if so, then I ask you, do you think other people around you, do you think other people in the next city, in the next country, all around the world, would everyone take it? Would everyone choose to do so that we could have world peace, so that we could be one united world, so that we could truly operate as one humanity? Do we think that everyone would do so? Yes? No? And if not, why not? Why wouldn't they? What's the downside to that? Have you guys ever asked yourself that? Is there a downside to everyone just working together, removing requirements, removing problems, just supporting each other, healing each other, helping each other, making people see possibility in light? What downside is there to that? Is there one? Is there a downside? I don't see one. Really, I don't. I don't. Now, could it remove meaning? Could it? If all of a sudden, well, then why would we do certain things if there's like no reward or we don't care about the outcome? That's a good question. But aren't there things that you already do every single day that you don't do for that? Why do you take care of your children? Hmm? Why do you raise them? Why do you expose them to things? Why do you try to teach them and guide them and help them? And we all can keep improving on that every day, right? But why? Are you doing it for the reward? Are you doing it for something external? Or are you doing it just because it's the path that you want to walk? You want to help and guide and teach and encourage and make everyone be at peace and love and hope and unity. Do we see, like, there's going to be some parents that are going to get a little offended right now? It's because they are doing it for the external. Yet you who's listening, you aren't doing it for that. You're doing it because you believe, because you're a good parent, because you're incredible, because you're amazing. And if you don't have a kid yet, then you're great at whoever you're guiding and teaching. You're amazing at that. I believe in you. I know what you're capable of. If you're listening to this, then you're amazing. I'm telling you, no one who's not amazing would ever get to this point. If you're listening to this, you're incredible. And I know that you don't need the external. I know that you don't care about it. You just do it because you were forced to. But if you would choose, you wouldn't. You would always choose to be on the light path. You'd always choose to be good. You want the world to be a better place. They just made you forget. But you'll get there. saborcito. We're back. Technical difficulties are just an opportunity to eat warm. All right, let's try this again. Can everyone hear me? Are you alive? So, as I was saying, technical interruptions are just there for us to make sure that any food that we warmed up beforehand, we can eat warm. So, the coffee that I warmed up beforehand, I'm actually going to drink for once when it's warm, not when it's cold. Why did I react that way? I got interrupted multiple times. I was on a good path. I was talking about some good stuff, but it's okay. We'll get back to that. I got interrupted. I got disrupted. Why am I able to handle it like that? Why am I able to do that? Why would I actually choose to do that? Is there a reason for that action? People are like, well, yeah, of course. Just the way we react to things matters. I'm like, sure. But what if I told you that I was self brainwashing myself? Does that scare you? Does that terrify you? Does that excite you of opportunity and possibility? Which one? Maybe you don't actually know yet, and that's okay. So, when a disruption happens, when something bad happens, I want you guys to focus on the path that we're about to go on right now. When something bad happens, we something gets presented to us in our head. All right, I call it basically like a PowerPoint. But think of it like I now use the term nudge. A mental nudge populates. All right, that means that all of a sudden you like feel like something is like almost like entering your head. Okay, it's like if I put something in there, right? So like right now I say like, hey, I'm Shepherd Star Diplomat, the Phoenix, right? I'm channeling the inner Jesus, Christ consciousness. I'm serving as the light vessel, wielding a sword of light. Right? Like think about all those things. I just populated stuff into your head. Okay, so just think of it like that. As it doesn't matter if you're even talking, doesn't matter if you hear someone talking, but like something happens and then all of a sudden thoughts populate into your head. Okay, like feelings, emotions, sensations, all these things enter your head. And when that happens, you like I said, right? It's a combination. Like thoughts populate, and then like at the same time, a reaction, like an emotional reaction happens. And most of us struggle to resist, right? Like if right now, like you feel like farting, most of us will do so, right? We can fight, we can try to resist it, but it's just, especially if we've broken our chain to it, we're like, whatever, that's the problem, right? Do you guys get it? I'm using something absurd to show you guys that it really doesn't matter, but it's not easy, okay? Because it populates and then an emotional response happens, okay? And usually what ends up populating is something negative. There's very few times in this world that we currently live in and operate in. That's why I'm fighting. That's why I'm channeling the Jesus character and the energy of light and of hope and of trying to heal the entire world and unite the entire world, because I believe that it shouldn't be this way. I believe that we shouldn't operate with darkness to do. I believe that we can all be at peace, that we all don't need money, that we all could work together to achieve a new world. So, with that said, right, so something populates and then you feel a certain way. When that happens, it's what I call is something starting a path, because all of a sudden you're like, it's like something's like literally crawling into your head. You're like, ugh. It's like once you get you practice resisting, you're like, you can literally sense it, right? And you just know, you're like, oh, they just inserted that, and it's fine. It's something amazing, right? The girl with the orange dress, our sexy lit girl, our goddess. Do you guys see like something populates and you then feel a certain way? I'm saying that could something be controlling both things? So if I tell you, hey, you who's listening, I don't know why anyone didn't tell you this today, but you're so good at what you do. You're amazing. It's astounding to watch how capable and how good you are at piecing things together, organizing things in such a way that makes sense for people. And you just teach and guide and help and cause positive wherever you go. And even when people try to get you on a dark path and consume you, you don't allow it. You fight back. You fight back in such a way that even though you are causing disruption and you're teetering on some mighty thin ice, you never actually fall into the lake. You always find a way to persevere and make positive impact wherever you go. You should be proud of yourself, because I'm proud of you. Like, really? You think so? I'm like, yeah, you're amazing. You're so good. You can do anything. You could achieve anything. But why would you, right? There's a path we need to walk, and that's of uniting the world, of making the world a better place. And it starts with our world, but we have to each do so our own way. But I know you could do so. I know you can do more than what you're currently doing. You have limited yourself for so long. I'm telling you. Yeah, you who's listening right now, you can achieve your dreams. You've always been able to. You're always this close, and something stopped you. But that's not going to stop you anymore. So we're going to stop there. Whoa. Do we see just what just happened? We kept going. We kept going. We kept going. We kept walking further down a path. But I first presented something to you, a thought populate, it made you feel a certain way. And then all of a sudden, a path begins. And once that path begins, you have a choice. If you start, basically think of it like you interact. Okay, right now, I feel like drinking coffee. I grabbed the mug. I started the path. Should I? You know what? I think I'm going to keep drinking more coffee. I'm going to hold the mug now. Do we see all of a sudden, now you start on the path. So when that happens, do you guys get that usually it involves then maybe searching for things, talking about things? Like if my stream got disrupted, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I can't believe my stream got disrupted and this happened. And like you start a path, okay? and you are reinforcing that path. What does reinforcing a path mean? It means that you're walking further down the path. All right. And I'm telling you guys, as you're doing that, doesn't matter what path it is, okay? But since today we're only focused on the light and hope and belief and uniting the world and creating a better place where we all can do our way of just making everyone better, removing requirements, removing punishments, making everyone believe that they can, because they can. And if they can't do it yet, it's because they just haven't made enough progress, but they're going to get there because they are capable and they do things a little differently than us. And that's exactly the missing skill set that we need. But while you're doing that, all of a sudden you realize, whoa, like these like little negative darts are being thrown at you. And each time that happens, it's an opportunity for you to walk off the path a little bit. Right? It's just that simple. Like you're literally walking off the path, and it's like thinking like I throw a rock at you. And you look over like, why was there a rock that was thrown at me from that side? So then you see like you literally paused and you stopped and you look over there and you're like, and you see something like, oh, I see a very, very beautiful Latina over there. Nice. All right, well, let's keep walking. I know that's the path we're walking on. And you keep walking. But what if it actually was something bad that you consider bad? A recreation or a reminder of your past. Hey, do you remember when that hot girl on the plane told you that you're amazing? Oh, wait. See, but I chose to send you guys a positive nudge. And even for myself, if I ever reconsume this. But I'm telling you, normally it's the opposite. So what does that mean? It means that you might walk off that path. And you're like, all of a sudden, I'm like, you who interrupted my path. Do you understand that I was getting closer to reaching my hot, sexy leg girl, my dream girl, my Latina that I want to date, that I want to build a family with and have kids and build an organization to heal the world. And even Moses needed a girl, right? Like I'm looking for that. Which girl wants to be that for me? So all of a sudden you're doing that, and then something like interrupts you, and you just are like, "You, how dare you?" And you start talking about it, and you start reinforcing it, and then all of a sudden, like more things populate, and it's like, "This is why the world is horrible, and this is why this is that," and you see. Now, I will say this: is there some truth to that? That there are problems, that there are things that are really bad right now. That's up for you to decide. In my opinion, yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that's wrong with this current world. Everything that I'm saying right now is what is wrong with this current world. There shouldn't be something that's intentionally trying to get us off a positive path of belief, of peace, of love, of hope, of healing, of no requirements, of no punishments, of no rewards necessary, of not caring about the external. Nothing should be getting us off that path once we start that path. Each and every one of us should remain on that path. It's not easy to get on that path, but once you're on it, we should be doing everything possible to reinforce anyone who gets on that path nonstop. Yeah, I'm telling you, currently, the way the world is designed, that's not the case. So I'm saying that's really bad. I'm saying that's horrible. I'm saying that's why I fight. Do we get it? So there's actually something that starts us on a path. We get presented something mentally into our head as we're consuming things and saying something or doing something. Or then after if you do something good, this is the one that I really want people to pay attention to. If you do something good for you, or if you're progressing in something, or you're healing, or something you enjoy, I'm telling you, all of a sudden they're going to try to start making you analyze things or worry about things or just try to consume you to ruin the path that you started. It's not an accident for anything that you do, for anything, especially if it's related to light, progress, and pushing yourself to be better than we were yesterday. So what I'm telling you guys is, if now that you know that that's the case, do we understand that you are now able to choose when you start seeing it happen? You might accidentally trigger and interact and activate something, right? And it starts getting pushed and starts getting reinforced. It's not easy. I'm telling you guys, it's not easy, right? If it was easy, I wouldn't have to be talking about this because it would be evident and obvious for everyone how to handle it, and we would have no need for healers. They start us on paths, and then we reinforce it. Yet currently, the way the world is designed, I would say 9.99% of people are on a dark path. That's intentional. And anytime they get accidentally on a light path of hope, belief, no more money, no more external, no more punishment, no more requirements, something happens that punishes them or hurts them or causes a problem, and they immediately deviate from that path. Well, I experienced a loss right now. I'm going to reward myself with something, or I'm going to buy something, or I'm going to do something like that. And now they're off the path. And then all of a sudden, they get a text from their sister that says, "Hey, did you actually get that new computer, or did you get that new TV? Can I see a picture of it or a video?" And now that path got reinforced, that they should spend money, that they should rely on the external, that they should rely on the rewards. What if actually it was something like you just experienced a loss? Okay, whatever it was. Could just be, hey, my stream got interrupted. Let's just use something minor and light because I don't want people to get consumed right now. Pay attention to what I just said. I don't want you to get consumed. What if that just, you're like, and you just started the path. And now actually it ruined your day. It really did. For good reason, because you were like, this is the stream that's going to heal people, that's going to make people believe, that's going to brainwash people to understand they're amazing. And that happens. Well, then what? Now you don't believe anymore. Now you look around and you're like, see, this is why I don't do. This is why it's not worth trying. This is exactly why this world has all the problems that it does. I hate this world. Is anything of what I just said wrong? Is it? I don't think so, by the way. I think everything I just said is true. I think all of that is pertinent. I think all of that is real. I do hate this world the way it's currently designed. I do think that that's exactly why all the problems happen. And this is exactly why it's not worth trying in this current reality to write stories. Yet now I'm making you feel disbelief. Now I'm making you think, oh, what's the point then? I need to do that though, to show you guys what I'm about to show you. I'm saying, based on my findings, and I'm telling you, I stress test things every single day. I experiment. I'm like, if I do this, what happens? Okay. Then if I do this, what happens? Okay. I'm like, wow. So if I fight back and I do this in this shape or form, this, you see, like, so I'm telling you guys, basically what I'm saying is I'm always experimenting and trying to decipher every angle. All right. I spend every minute on this. This is all I do. You can determine if you think that's pathetic or amazing, but that's all I do. All I care about is figuring this out and trying to make this world a better place for myself, but hopefully it spreads to everyone else. That's it. So that's how I view things, right? Not in a good way. Yet I'm telling you, once I understood that they start us on paths, I connected the dots and figured out that there's actually happiness and belief is brainwashing, is a path. It's just a path. If right now, I'm going to use one of my own paths, but hopefully some of you guys can relate. But like, hey, do you remember when you asked out that the Boulder girl? She said yes. Yeah, I used to have the Tesla night. I'm gonna stop there because I don't want to start a path, but like I want you guys to think about it like that. Like, but like now I'm like, hey, yeah, be careful about starting paths from the past. But it was good. I'm like, do you remember the girl in the orange dress? Anything with her is a reward. Her outfit, boots, her legs. I want to travel the world with her. I can't wait to see her dancing when she cooks. And all of a sudden, you're in a completely different world. I've teleported you somewhere completely differently. And I could keep going. All of a sudden, I could talk about maybe it's a dream, right? I'm like, well, what kids would you guys have? How many? Oh, you'd have a daughter? What would be her name? A son? What would you teach them? What would you take them? What would you show them? Would you train them to help you to be part of the organization? Would you play things with them? What would you do? And you just keep going down that path, and you're like, you start believing. All of a sudden, it's like, like you envision it, you see it, you start experimenting, you start considering. And then what if I'm like, hey, you know what? Let today, this is your sign. Let today be the day that you start the path. Go after the girl. You got her. You're going to make this happen. I know you can. Any girl would be lucky to have you. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Wait, what were we talking about 7-8 minutes ago? You want to explore the world now. You want to try. You want to travel. You want to find that sexy Latina that'll cook for you. And you'll dance with her while she's doing that. And you'll cook for her. Actually, you want to cook for her. Are you guys starting to piece this together? It doesn't matter what I said to you 15 minutes ago. If I know your positives, your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, and I start you on that path, do you understand that it doesn't matter? You believe, you have hope. I could say anything beforehand to you. And if I know your positives and I interrupt you and then I start you on a 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 of all related to that positives, and I get music going and I know your associations and I can send those things at you in a set order, do you understand that each and every one of you will now have completely temporarily forgotten the bad? It doesn't matter what it is. Think of it like I started you on a path and then I'm like, quick, force field around the person. And then now there's a force field around you and you're just walking that path and you're protected. And nothing can get through. Like people can say anything. You're like, no, not right now. I'm busy. None of you have even considered this. And I'm telling you, the reason why is because you are in an environment. They placed you in a place. They programmed sufficient negative associations and code to things, where as you're just looking around and walking around, you get a nudge that they've set up preemptively. So every time you look at something or do something, it teleports you somewhere, it does something. And I'm telling you guys, see how I'm weaving in and out the good and the bad because I don't want to start paths for you guys. But this is how they do it. So then you get consumed over and over again because the thoughts populate into your head because they have the reminders around you. And you don't have a choice because you're trapped in a location where they can just present that to you repeatedly. For most of you, that's work. But I'm telling you, they've done it to you everywhere, guys, everywhere. And if you go outside, it's everywhere outside. Just so you guys know, they can control what we see, the timing of it. And when you see something, remember what I said, they insert something into your head. And then they can control the emotion and the reaction you have. So if you can't resist that initial thing, you start the path. So think about it. There's a million path starters everywhere around you. And most of you don't know how to go on positive paths or know how to create that force field for yourself. So each and every one of you, the moment one of those interruption happens of darkness, do you guys understand? It doesn't matter what path you were on. Your path is immediately disrupted. So it means you guys never actually get on a full light path. And if you do, just like that, they get you off it. If I was afraid of doves right now, do you guys understand that I would be permanently dark because they're doves right outside here? That's all they have to do to any of you. And they believe me, they do that through the most unsuspecting methods and ends. So now we're going to change gears. So I wanted to show you guys that there's something that's making us start light or dark paths, and that's intentional. Okay? What happens when we do that is we get consumed. And when we get consumed, we just keep going and we keep reinforcing it and we keep talking, and then we get angry, and then all of a sudden everything seems worse because it is worse. Do you guys understand? Because now we're feeling it. We already felt it initially, but then because it's so overwhelming, we get consumed by it, and then we start the path. And now we just reinforce it. And when we're reinforcing it, we get further consumed. We walk further down the path. Just like how, remember I told you, you're like, wait, this hot Latina's around the corner. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, hold on, guys. I want to stay here. And I'm telling you guys, they try everything to interrupt you and get you dark consumed. And most of you don't have a chance. So when that happens, you guys reinforce it yourself. Right? Think about it. If you ever have, by the way, if you have one argument or one fight with anything, doesn't matter. If you're yelling at something, an inanimate object, do you understand that you are starting a path? I'm telling you guys, each and every one of you does this. Doesn't matter what it is. I could literally be like, why did this happen in a video game? Oh, that's it. Do you guys understand? That's all it takes. And you can start a dark consumption path. That's it. That's all they have to do. For any of you. And do we understand that as we've progressed in life, we've gotten used to better and better things, which means that we tolerate less, right? But we also have then gone what we call spoiled. So for most of you, all it is why is my coffee cold? Why is the internet loading slowly? And you guys start a path. When you ask that question, you're like, why is my thing not loading? Why did I only get one comment on my LinkedIn post? That is what I call the path starter. They insert that. And then when you do that, you get a nudge and then an emotional reaction. When you look at your post and you see, wait, no one commented. When that happens, when you go to your post and you see that, they nudge you something. It creeps up into you. And then you get an emotional reaction. It's like, oh, I knew this post wasn't that. That I need you guys to pay attention to, because that is fabricated. But most of you let that consume you. So then you start the path. And when you start it, it's over. Because now everything loses color, everything loses light. The world doesn't look as nice anymore. I'm telling you guys, it literally changes. It really does. So you keep going down that path, and you might actually feel sad. You're like, why do I feel sad over the fact that my post didn't get a single comment? And you guys don't understand it. You might not tell anyone that you feel sad about it, but you do. And you might be like, oh, well, people think this is ridiculous that I'm sad about not getting likes or comment. But they made you care about it. They made you feel like you need it. And I'm telling you, it wasn't an accident. Because now they have an easy way to consume you over and over again. If at any point you're going too far to the light and they want to consume you, all they have to do is make sure that you hit no comments. And that's it. Because they created the feeling of, I need to make sure that my posts get lots of likes and comments because I need the adoration and the praise. So when you get on that path, you actually think the world is not as good. Each and every one of you don't believe as much anymore. They're like, oh, see this, and then all of a sudden, right after that, let's say you have a kid. Your kid does something bad in your eyes, right? But you're now more prone and open to seeing things as bad as well. Or their teacher like assigned way too much homework. And you're like, oh my gosh, like this teacher's so stupid. Why would they give them so much homework? Like, oh, this is. Yet I'm telling you, if you would have been on the light path there, you would have been like, this is really weird that they're just doing this. I'm like, this teacher's probably dark consumed as well. You guys might eventually talk like that, but you're like, why would they do that? There's better ways to teach than to just give busy work. Let's figure something out. Do you hear how I talked? I'm like, hey, let's figure something out. Let's try to come up with a solution. When you're light, when you have hope, when you have belief, when you care, when you see possibility, when you want to help people, when you don't care anything about the external, when you believe in yourself and the world, you understand that when something happens, you are like, well, how can we figure this out? How can we be united? How can we be at peace? I'm telling you guys, anyone who doesn't do that and attacks or is afraid, they started them on a path. Okay? So I hope some of you are starting to conceptualize some of this and maybe realize, could it be possible? So what I'm telling you guys is that we can learn how they do this. All right. So it means that you have to pause when something happens. Okay. And you have to start learning your shields. You have to start learning your positives, but it's not enough. Okay. I'm telling you guys, you can interrupt it. You can counter it. It's best to avoid and prevent it, but it's not enough. All right. Because then you can start paths and you can change your recency and all that stuff, but it's not enough. All right. It's just not. It's a band-aid, a really powerful one. It works. I'm telling you guys. You can use once you learn all your shields, anything they do, it protects you, right? It does. But it's not enough. Because if they want to, they can attack nonstop. Okay? And I'm telling you, what is that for each and every one of you? It's going to be different. But they can cause some major losses to us, okay? And to the world. And what happens when that happens? All I have to do now is just keep reminding you of it and reinforcing it. And all of you will get consumed. This is how every war happens, guys, by the way. It's not an accident. It's made to happen. They control the things that get presented to us repeatedly to make sure the outcome happens that they want. So I'm going to stop there. But I wanted to just tell you guys this stuff. I have all these posts on LinkedIn that discuss this more in depth. Okay. Now I'm going to change gears. That was the setup because I wanted to show you guys. If you've been following along, you're in a completely different place than when we first started. Okay. Completely different. You might actually think the world is fucked up. If you're following along, you're like, wait a minute, I have similar things together. I had my suspicions that the world operated that way. You might actually be in a position of disbelief, of thinking there's no hope. Then, if they control things to that level to consume us, to make us do what they want, we have no hope. Well, if we learned that that's how they do it, and that everything is just a path, couldn't we actually do the same thing, but for good? That means we could brainwash ourselves because that's what they're doing. Do you guys understand? They consume us on a path of darkness so that we brainwash ourselves. And then every time we walk one step further, they send something else to reinforce and make us walk even further and further and further. And then eventually we are over here instead of being over here. So what if now I'm like, that's enough? And we wield the sword of light. And you're like, you destroy all the reminders, all the reactions, or I call it the shooting range. Think of it like you have 3 different guns: a sniper rifle, a handgun, or a shotgun. And think of it like there's some targets that appear. One target, use the rifle. 2 targets, they are grouped up. Shotgun. What if there's just one thing of darkness, but it's a powerful one? Well, we're going to grab our blade of light. It's Q-tip. And we destroy it. So now we're at a blank slate. Now, wherever we walk is up to us. Because that initial thing that they did to us, right, is gone. Whatever they presented, whatever they tried to creep into our head is gone. So now I'm like, okay, well, where do you want to walk? Where do you want to go? Think of it like you were going to go to the park, right? And date with a girl. Right out here by the trees, right? With the girl in the orange dress. Have some coffee. But where you were going to get the coffee is closed. Where would you go now? Because the initial plan, the path that they tried to start you on, got interrupted, got destroyed. So now, and then when you look around, there's no reinforcement, positive or negative. Well, there is the girl in the orange dress, right? Our sexy Latina, our light girl. And so there's a really good positive, but that's it. But there's nothing else. So there's nothing else that gets presented to you. Well, that means that for the first time ever, you now have a choice. What are you going to do from this point forward? I call that self brainwashing. I want you guys to listen to this part. I want you to relax. I want you to take a step back and just process everything you're hearing and really consider it. I'm like, wait, all these things about me are true. I am good at all these things. I am amazing at all these things. You might have some initial reactions to every single thing that'd be like, not really, or no, because I'm not going to go into specifics, right, about certain things. Yet if you have that reaction, I'm telling you guys, something brainwashed you to feel that way. So we're just going to slowly destroy that, okay? And once you destroy it, I want you to see how you feel. Because I'm telling you, after you listen, I want you to answer the question, how do you feel? What do you think about the world? How does it look like? All right, let's get started. I'm going to warm up my coffee. I recommend you guys get a drink that you enjoy, maybe some water, maybe some coffee. And this is going to be a really fun, healing, positive path. There's nothing they can do. All right. So, what did you grab? I got some coffee and some water. Because I don't know about you guys, but having the opportunity to drink coffee and water while there's sunshine outside is something that I rarely consider. Like, do you guys understand how freaking amazing that is? Have you guys ever stopped and paused and looked outside and see the trees and the green and the light? And have you ever noticed that every single fly is a little different? They all have their own stories, their adventures, what they experience and they see. And sometimes when I just drink my coffee, I sit here and I watch them fly around and I'm like, look at that. That one landed over there. And that one landed over there. They see different things. Wow. They get to experience the world. It's such a vast world with limitless possibilities. They can go anywhere they want because they can fly. You guys ever thought about how cool that is? To be a fly, to just fly around and explore? Nothing stops you. Yeah, sometimes some humans might try to get in their way, but I don't know, like not in my reality. Flies land on my arm and I talk to them and I welcome them because they're part of my army of freedom. Why are they an army of freedom? Because they're free. They choose to walk the paths that they choose to walk because they can. There's no they don't think that there's going to be a human that stops them. They just think, where can I go next? And in my reality, there is nothing that stops them. There is nothing. Nothing stops them. They're free. And they're thriving. And do you understand how amazing it is to be able to sit here in the middle of the day, drinking coffee, warm coffee, by the way, because cold is good, but warm is amazing. And just get to see and observe and watch and appreciate how the flies explore. and nature and the sunshine. And I don't even have to go outside, but just seeing it in the distance. Have you guys ever thought about that? Animals are free. That's why they're my army of freedom. Do you guys have an army of freedom? If not, I highly recommend you guys start exploring that path. Anything. Cockroaches are my guerrilla warfare units because they can get to areas that other animals can't. They're awesome. They help me in many ways. They help me see things that I wouldn't have seen otherwise. They remind me that exploration is important. I have my battle doves. One of them just came back from one of their adventures. Why are they battle doves though? They don't need to battle anymore because there's just peace. But now these battle doves, they raise little baby doves. They explore. They try new things every single day. They're always seeing possibilities. So when I see them do that, right out here, right outside where I'm at, it reminds me like I need to keep exploring. I need to keep just trying to do things. I need to not let something that blocks my path stop me. Because maybe there's an easier path, but wait, why do I want to take the easy path? I see these doves and they jump into the challenge and they embrace it and they explore and they try. And now we're one, the doves and I. They trust me and I trust them. So, wait, I live in a world, in my reality, where I can sit here, see nature, see the sunshine, learn lessons from cockroaches that are free in my reality, that are helpful, explore with doves and flies. Flies are my water units of freedom. And then I have little birds that sometimes show up. They're my scouts. They let me know what they see, what's out there, how the world is developing towards freedom. Every single day, we're getting a little closer. Because think about it. If the world wasn't free, would I be able to see all these animals? Do we see? Like, think about how fortunate I am. Think about how fortunate all of us are to be able to see those things. Do you guys get it? If there's one fly in your home or apartment right now, do you understand how lucky you are? That's amazing. It's alive. There's a living creature in your reality. And it has a story. Why don't you create a story with it? Even a mosquito. In my reality, the mosquitoes don't always bite me anymore. Sometimes they just sit and we hang out. But once in a while, if they need to, I'm like, okay, if you need to take a bite of my blood to survive, that's fine, because I can spare that because we're not competing. But I'm like, hey, keep me safe from other things. Keep your eyes out, little mosquito. I mean, just think about how many animals I get to see and insects. And I get to do that while drinking warm coffee. Life's amazing. We live in a world that has such a wide variety of things, paths that we can walk, stories that we can do, experiences that we can encounter. Think about that. All those animals have limitless stories to tell. They communicate with us. They just don't know our language yet, but they know how to communicate with us. Could we learn how to communicate with them? Why not try, guys? Why not try? You might not have a pet, but any living creature around you, why not befriend it? Why not explore with it? Why not see where it takes you, where it takes them? See what you guys can achieve together. I'm telling you guys, this is how I start my day. And when I do this, I believe when I do this, I remember. So, enough about nature and the animals. That's great. There's something else that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. You forgot. Like, what? Yeah, you forgot. What did I forget? That you can achieve anything. Is it always going to be easy? No. But why do we want it to be easy? If we're just writing a story, every single day, do we really need it to be easy? Do we even care about that? Does that even pop up into our head? And if it does, do we just move it out of the way because we know that we're writing a story? So, what is this story that we're writing? It's our life. It's our life in this world. Each and every one of us. Yet, remember how I told you guys there's living creatures around us? We share this world. We share this world with each and every one of these things. That means that we are writing a unified story. When we're in our castles, when we're in our homes, in our rooms, in our safe spots, that's our story. But when we're in the entire world, that's our story. Each and every one of us forgot. We forgot that we're doing this together. This land doesn't belong to any one of us. It belongs to all of us. It belongs to all of us. That doesn't make anyone better or worse. We're equals. Yet, the weird thing is that a lot of us forgot that. And I'm not saying it's other people that make us think that we're less. I'm not worried about that one right now. What I'm saying is that we each ourselves forgot. Why? That doesn't matter today. That's not what we're focusing on right now. We forgot. We're amazing. We can achieve. We are good at what we do. We are good people. We do care about others. We do care about this world. We do want people to be happy. We do want to give people opportunities because there are so many. So why do we feel like we shouldn't? Why do we feel like we can't? It doesn't matter. This world has limitless possibilities. This world is ours to mold. But we have to do it together. We can do it together. Look around you. People are waking up. People are believing. People are starting to consider that maybe we can make a difference. Maybe we can heal. Maybe all we needed was to realize problems happened, but we've overcame them together. We couldn't do it alone. We never could. Yet each and every one of us have. The only reason why we're standing here today, each and every one of us, why you who's listening, why you made it this far, is because you've achieved things, you've overcome things, you've won victories that are not a competition, but victories, self-victories, over things that you should have never been able to, yet you managed. Why? Because you know what you're doing. You know how to make things happen. You know how to make yourself believe. You know what you're good at and what you need to progress on. But that's okay because you're good at so many things. But you forgot. I'm telling you, you are better at so many things than I am. And yet it's not about that. But why am I telling you that? Because if you dedicated yourself to anything, you would be able to achieve whatever you decide to. Because you're so good at learning. The only reason why you're even alive today, doing whatever you're doing, is because you're good at learning. Have you ever looked around and think about how many things you understand in your area alone? Do you think anyone could just do that? And if you said yes, you're right. You want to know why? Because each and every one of us is amazing. We live in a world surrounded by people that are capable of learning anything. Everyone is capable of changing. Anyone is capable of becoming better. We all have this inherent power inside of us of being able to modify our realities, of to be able to change our future path. Do you understand how difficult that is? And yet each and every one of you have done so. It doesn't matter how small of a path deviation you've done in your life. At some point, you've done so. I know you have. And if you have, do you understand that means you have the power to shape and mold your destiny and your fate? That means we live in a world where there's billions and billions of living organisms that all are capable of changing and molding their destiny and fates to be better. So why do we think that this world can't change? Why do we think that this world isn't amazing? Do you understand that that simple concept alone means that we live in an incredible world? Because it can always be better. There is no limit to how much this world can change. There isn't any. Do we realize the only limitation is us? Each and every single one of us. I don't know about you guys, but that makes me excited because I see possibility. That means that every single person or thing I bump into, I'm like, you are capable of changing this world. And it begins with our own world, right? Our small little bubble. But we each can hold a chalice that holds light in it. And as we start changing our realities, the light expands. Okay. And as our light expands, it can start overlapping. Think of like a Venn diagram with other people's light. And every single bubble of light that expands gets rid of the corruption and the darkness that's in this world. Is it gone permanently? No, but it's gone as long as there's light. It doesn't matter what they present because as long as we're in that bubble of light, we're protected. So if we keep bumping into people that we now know can change because they have already, they have deviated their path at some point, they have achieved something that no one thought they could. They're good. You're good. But each and every one person around you has done the same thing. I'm telling you. It doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter where. It could be when they were one. Literally, when they were 1 year old. Did they overcome a challenge? Did they continue to persevere and fight? Do you understand that that's not an easy thing to do, especially when you're a little baby? Do we see, like, all of a sudden now we see, wait, every single person has overcome something. Every single person has achieved. We're surrounded by people that are capable. We're surrounded by people that can do anything. So if that's the case, guys, why would we actually limit anyone ever again? But you know where it begins? With ourselves. I need you. Yeah, I need you to stop limiting yourself. I need you to stop limiting yourself. Now, I'm not saying don't challenge yourself. I want each and every one of you to push yourself, to create these little challenges for yourself whenever you do things, to make yourself, to test yourself, to push yourself, to see how far can I go with less, right? Do I need that fancy coffee, or can I drink something a little simpler? But I mean, we've made ourselves believe that we can't. We've made ourselves believe that this world is doomed, that we need to rely on these things, that our neighbors, the neighboring country, doesn't have our best interest in mind. Have we ever tried, government leaders? Right now I'm talking to each and every one of you. Have we ever tried just reaching out to the next government and being like, hey, let's just be united. Let's just become one country. What are the terms? It doesn't matter. We'll figure that out as we go along. Wait, we don't know everything yet? I'm like, that's the cool part. We're going to just walk together. We're just going to write a story together. Well, what's in it for me? I'm like, peace, freedom, hope, light, possibility, evolution. You don't have to watch your back anymore. You get access to more resources. It's not about that, but who knows where it's going to take us, but we can achieve so much more together. And all of a sudden now there's 3 countries, and then there's 4 countries, and there's 5 countries, and 6 countries. Next thing we know, all of Europe is united. All of Africa is united. All of a sudden now there's basically 7 countries instead of 7 continents. And then the countries are like, wait, could we just be one world? Why are we divided? Well, because you speak a different language. I'm like, does that matter? Now, I'm just showing you guys a path of possibility. But I ask all of you, why is that not possible? Each and every one of us has achieved things that we never thought we could. That's how we are here today. Yeah, I know you've overcome things that nobody else could have done. Every single one of you. So look outside right now. Do we see, like, I want you to look outside right now, whoever's listening. Look at nature. How could we live in a world that operates like this? How is this even possible? Think about all the moving pieces that are required to make something like this operate. And yet, when was the last time we paused and asked ourselves, how is this possible? Why are we always trying to get more? We just need to walk forward and write a story together, all of us. You have ideas and visions and possibilities and approaches that I don't have. I need your help. You're so good at many things, but right now, you're not doing all those things. And you know what? When I say that to you, the first thing you think about is, well, why I'm not doing those things. And I want you to never think about that again. I want you to never think about that again. Why we're not doing. Because it doesn't matter. There's going to be enough reminders of that get thrown our way. Today, I want you to realize we live in a world that can become anything that we all desire if we work together. The only thing that's stopping that is us. Yeah, there's things reminding us of things, but it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, we can all break free. So that means that the only thing that's stopping us is us, nothing else. You might feel weird right now. You might be like, so it's my fault then? On the contrary. It's not your fault. But you said that the only thing that's stopping everything is myself. It's not your fault. So then whose fault is it? It doesn't matter. No. It doesn't matter. We live in a world of freedom. We've created a world of requirements and limitations. That's okay. There's nothing we can do about that anymore. But that's the past. Now, Now we have to move forward. That means that however the world was designed yesterday doesn't matter anymore. Everything that happened up to yesterday doesn't matter. Yet, it still shaped us. But I want you to understand that all of your actions from this point forward are what matter. Each and every one of you. But you, especially you who's listening. All your actions from this point forward are what matter. And I'm telling you, if we were the reason, each and every one of us, why the world isn't completely free, right? Because we're all united, right? All of us are operating this world united. And we've enslaved this world, each and every, all of us together. That means that starting right now, we could change that. There's no reason to be worried about the person next door, because if we do it, they're going to do it. That's just how this world works. If you walk around and you're like, I see a world of freedom, I see a world of possibility, I see a world of hope, I see a world of peace, I see a world of no requirements, I see a world that doesn't need money, I see a world where we don't punish people, we encourage them, we heal them. If something happens, we ask, how can we figure this out? We don't attack. We snap people out of things, but we figure things out together. So now, every single person that you bump into operates the same way. Wait, you also think that this world is a world of freedom and possibility? I'm like, yeah. So, wait, could we just achieve something together now? Yeah. Why did I think we couldn't? I don't know, but it doesn't matter because never look back. The past is over. Every day is a fresh beginning. Whatever happened, happened. You overcame it. You're still standing. So, with that, I need you to remember. I need you to remember. I need you to remember that you've learned so many things. I need you to remember that you explored. You used to be someone who explored. I need you to remember that there's possibility around every corner. We create our own world, each and every one of us. And I'm telling you, everywhere I look, I see freedom. I see people who are willing to take the first step. I see people who have remembered that they can achieve, that they are good, that they never cared about these meaningless, inconsequential things and rewards. They got lost somewhere, but it happens. It happened to all of us. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Moving on. It's a new world today. It's a new year. It's a new opportunity. It's a fresh start. But what happened? No, it doesn't matter. But wait, why do they get a free pass at that? It doesn't matter. We all do. Remember what I told you guys? We each get that key of hope, of belief, of light, of forgiveness, of freedom, of a fresh start to be able to walk a new path of our choosing. For the first time ever, we get to decide. If you want to retread the same path, you can. But I have a feeling that if each and every one of you had a fresh start and they're not tied to the past, I don't know if you'd all walk the same path. And I'm not saying that you're dropping people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying most of us walk a path because we think we've made mistakes. There are no more mistakes. But that means that starting now, you can make mistakes again. But I don't think you would. I don't think any of you would. I know you wouldn't. Because I know you care. I know you're good. I know you just want to help people. I know that you see possibility. I know that you guys hear that, by the way? Those are baby doves. They're evolving. They're exploring. Just like each and every one of you. Because they have a world in front of them that they don't even know what it can be in tomorrow. And that's each and every one of us. Do we understand that I don't know how tomorrow is going to look like? And that's not terrifying. That's exciting. Because that means that we can start molding it into what we want it to become. The world is not finished evolving. The world is not even close to being figured out. A new story is beginning. All of you think that the story is over. Once we all collectively decide to walk forward, a new story begins. But this time we do it together. And this time, we're not going to let anything stop us. Because every single time they try to bring someone else down around us and get them off this path, we have a force field. We have that chalice of light that's illuminating the darkness. But yet, every time someone's about to fall, I'm like, hold on, I got you. And we walk forward again, together. And if someone's like, oh, I want to create some requirements for something, guys. I want rewards and money and external. And we're like, but wait, why do we need that? They're like, well, I think it would push people. I'm like, would you do what we're doing right now with even less? Could we do with less? They're like, wait, you mean we would intentionally be challenging ourselves? I'm like, yeah, could you? I'm like, well, I guess that would push people. Well, what's in it for us? I'm like, development, evolution. I never considered that. Well, let's figure it out. Wait, you mean we don't have to decide everything right now? No. We can figure it out one step at a time. You mean I don't have to have everything planned out? No, we're writing a story. Think about it like this. Here's an analogy. Video game developers. You guys have spent 4 or 5 years developing a game, right? It didn't used to be that way. Back in like the Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64 days when the graphics were a lot simpler. Right? You could release a game very quickly. Now, people spend 4 to 5 years developing a game, maybe even longer. The game comes out amazing. Yet, throughout that time, how many times was it modified and optimized? Trying to get it right, trying to get it perfect. What if just as things were being developed, we just started releasing them? Without editing, without optimizing, and everyone understood because we're all on the same page. We feel safe. So think about it. Let's say I'm about to release a video game. And I'm like, well, I only got this first part done. We'll release it. Let's all play it. And then we play it and we're like, wow, it was really good. And maybe we share feedback, maybe we don't, but we do it together. Right? And then we're just constantly releasing and refining as we go along. So then the next part, well, hey, now we just continue. The first part is as it is. You understand? We're not going to go back and change it anymore. But then we do part two. And now part two evolved based on everything that we learned from part one. And people aren't critiquing to be rude. We're all working on it together because everyone wants to be like, hey, I just want to experience an even better video game. Or think of it as this video game as the world. I just want to experience a better world. So let's figure it out together. So we walk forward together. I'm like, hey, have we ever tried not charging people for survival costs or food costs? Could that open up infinite amount of possibilities for humanity to evolve and develop and explore? We never considered that before. Why do we think that's bad? Did we get conditioned to believe so? Anyway, I'm going to get lost here. But see, like all of a sudden the video game developer releases part two. And it's better on paper, but it's different, right? It's just, you could see the progression. Like if someone started playing the game a year from now and they saw part one and then they saw part two, they're like, oh, wow. The developer learned some lessons from part one to part two. They've changed. They've updated things. They modified things. We see their progression. And yet we go into that not critiquing part one, not attacking part one. We understand that just like each and every one of us, we had a journey of climbing, of belief, of hope, of progress, of belief. And we notice that and we see that. Yet then that means that people are just now free to release things as they go along. Because we're not worried about getting it perfect. We're not worried about getting it right because we're just doing. And if it doesn't come out exactly the way we wanted it, that's okay. Because guess what? The next time we're going to refine it. We're going to ask, what did we learn? What can we modify? Should we change approach? Should we change strategy? What can we do differently this time? And if we fail, why did we fail? Who is determining it? Because we're going to now all be on a path of light, of belief, of hope. Because when I look outside, I see freedom. I see people that each know that they've overcome things that no one else could have overcome. They can achieve anything. So if we're surrounded by people that are capable of doing that, that means that we could all change our world. So now no one is going to be critiquing each other because we understand that if someone doesn't get it right, first of all, we're all moving away from that. We don't care about that anymore because we know we're just going to all release things as is. We don't judge anymore. We don't care because there's no external requirement or reward. We're just doing to progress together. We're writing Earth's story, world story together. So we want everyone to be thriving. We want every single person to be not fall over and be off the life raft or the ship. We want everyone to be on the ship together. Do we understand? We need everyone. So why would we ever hurt anyone? Why would we ever try to cause problems or exploit someone? We would never even consider that because that means that our ship is going to move a little slower. Do we all get it? It's this simple. It's pretty darn simple. Yet it seems impossible because we've always viewed the world as not free, as we've always viewed other people as a threat. And I'm saying every single one of us can achieve anything. Every single one of us is incredible at what we do. Yet we're so worried about getting it right because we're worried about what other people are going to say. That doesn't matter anymore because now everyone has the context. We realize, hey, we just got to release things. We just got to do it and we just progress. And everyone just doesn't grade it as, like, well, why isn't this perfect? We don't even care about grades. We just move forward. We just walk forward. We're just creating new, because the past doesn't even matter anymore. Well, your last game, if you're a video game developer, wasn't good. I'm like, who cares? We learned. We changed. We modified our strategy. We modified our approach. And last time, we were too worried because we cared what other people were going to say. We cared about the outcome. We changed our design because we were worried about the results, about the money, about the rewards, about the external. And this time we don't. All of a sudden, everything changes. We all need to just start releasing, start doing, start walking forward. Nothing is stopping us. Not even ourselves. Does that mean we need to go outside right now and befriend every single person? No. It begins with our own journey. Do you guys understand that we live in a world that has limitless possibility? And yet most of you don't think so. Most of you don't think that this world is amazing and it can be changed. I'm telling you, it can become anything we desire. If we want to make it a farm world, we could. If we want to make it a futuristic world, we could. If we want to make it that each area has a subdivision of that, this is the farm area, this is the future area, this is that area, we could. Do you understand? None of those things are a problem. If we all united as one world, as one country, we could have a subdivision for each of those things, and everyone could go where they want and where their specialty lies. And yet no one's being attacked, no one's being hindered, no one's being stopped, because there's no external, there's no care about those things. Yet why is that not the case? It's going to be. But it begins with each and every one of us. And we need to remember that we can make it happen. We always could. We've already done so. Each and every one of us. But it begins by no longer caring about the external, about worried about, well, I can't be free, I can't choose, I can't walk forward. You can. You don't need to change your story overnight. You don't need to accomplish being a hero in one day. You understand? If you just start walking around and you just see possibility and you just see, hey, wait a minute, these animals are amazing. They're peaceful. Why do I think there's anything wrong with them? There isn't. And when we get that reminder that makes us think so, we use that sword. We use that shooting range to destroy that. And then we remember, hey, we can shape this world to whatever we want it to be, but we need to do it together. We need to do it together. But it begins with you. You're so capable. You are a good person. I know that you want to move forward. The past doesn't matter anymore. It never did. But I'm telling you, let this be the moment where you give yourself permission to be like, it's okay. See you, past. It's nice knowing you. Why is that the case? Because it's a new chapter. It's a new story. This is the sequel. Characters change in sequels, don't they? This is your sequel, each and every one of you. This is your sequel. You don't have to be the same person you were yesterday. You could. You can be a refined version of that. But it's up to you now. Anything that got presented to you, anything that told you have to be a certain way, you don't. You don't have to do anything. You get to choose. So what does that mean? It means that I need you to start limiting things. I need you to start focusing on yourself for a little bit. You're like, wait, I thought we were going to unite the world. Yeah, we are. But it starts by focusing on ourselves. So do we believe? So do we remember? Remember who we are, what we can do, what we can accomplish. Because now that we see the world and we see it's pretty awesome. I'm telling you guys what this world is capable of becoming and what it's slowly becoming every single day. A world of freedom, of possibility, of hope. I see light. There's a lot of light right now. And I know that everyone around me is capable of doing the same thing. They're getting there. They're starting their sequel. Some people are further along, and that's okay, because we're going to help them, but at their own pace. But it begins by you limiting things. Because when it's a sequel, we can refine and be inspired from the previous. But do you guys understand that we can just start fresh. Wait, you were telling me I don't have to reuse those locations? I'm like, no, you don't. They could go to a new continent, a new country, and explore new everything. It's possible. A fresh beginning for each and every one of you in whatever way makes sense to you. Now, does that mean that you have to nuke everything? No. But I'm telling you, you can. And that's the key. Now that you realize, wait, I can choose. I can explore a beautiful world of freedom. Should I right now? I don't need to. But it starts with, okay, well now I'm going to start deciding what my character becomes. What points should I put in? What upgrades should I choose? Should I? Do I need to? Probably not. I can wait still. I can start walking down a path. Remember what I said? We're figuring it out together. When the sequel starts, we're starting the first page. Do we need to know how the entire book is written? People are like, well, yeah, if we're going to release the book, we need to. I'm like, not anymore. That was the old world. In the new world, we write the story as we go along. So we do, and then we talk. We do, and then we write. That's the world that we live in now. Each and every one of us. That's the world. Why? Because then there's no worry about getting it right. We're just sharing what we're experiencing actively, moment by moment. And every day, we're just trying to be better. Every day, we're just progressing. Every day, we're all just trying to be united, at peace, figuring this out, trying to see how we can make this world story be one of just even more freedom than limitless freedom. Is that possible? We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out together. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. For the first time in a long time, I'm excited. You want to know why? Because I've realized that I should just do something like this every single day, a little debrief. Just sharing what I experienced every single day. That's it. I don't even have to do anything else. No, I don't even have to do anything special. I've been so focused on getting the answers, right? And for a good reason. I needed to. Because I need to snap people out of apathy. But that's my job, right? That's not yours. But now I just need to talk the things that I'm experiencing for good. And slowly, I'm going to realize, wait a minute, this world is pretty awesome. Because really, if you think about it, it is. What makes it awesome? What makes it amazing? The ability to mold it into something else. That's the best part of it all. If this world was fixed, if there was nothing we could do, then that'd be pretty darn sucky, don't you guys think? But it's not the case. Everything is modifiable. Everything can be changed. And you want to know why that's the case? Because each and every one of us can change. If you don't believe that, I take you guys now back to the beginning where I told you guys, remember when you looked outside and you saw the animals? The flies, the cockroaches, the mosquitoes, the doves, the dragonflies, whatever it is, whatever animal that you see around you, the butterflies. If they can change, they can fly free. Why can't we? Do you guys get it? We always could. It doesn't even matter anymore why we didn't, why we couldn't. Do you all understand? We no longer worry about that. Whenever something happens, it doesn't matter. What did we learn? What are we going to modify next time? Let's move forward. Let's just do and release, do and release, do and release, do and release actively. And to finish it with the video game analogy, a lot of people are like, wait, so are you suggesting everyone creates a live service game? I'm like, yeah, I am. But we're not charging people. We're just actively releasing and developing together every single thing. And I want people to realize that's everything in life. Every single thing. We're developing the world together. Doesn't that sound amazing? That we can change our realities together? Why do we think that something isn't good when we think that it can't be changed? When we think that we're stuck? When we think that it has to be this way? It doesn't. It never had to be. And it never is. And it never will be. And if you struggle to understand why, now you understand why it doesn't have to be that way. Because all of you thought that we can't change. And yet we all have many times. I know you have. And you can do it again. You do it every single day, each and every one of you. Doesn't matter how small. Every day you prove it to yourself. That means that you can change any circumstance in your life. You have and you will. But here's the best part. Since the past doesn't matter anymore, starting today, all of you move forward and only choose to do good. All of you move forward and only choose to help each other. Freedom, possibility, hope. We're all good. We all care. We all want to remove requirements. We don't care about the external anymore because now we all understand. Wait a minute. We're all on the same page. We're just trying to create a united world and move forward. Who cares about that? Yeah, let's just work together, guys. Peace, love, hope. We're all amazing. We're good at different things. But that's why we're a team. We need everyone's skill. Every single person, every single animal, every single insect. We're going to create a world where it's no longer a food chain or a food pyramid, right? There is no predators anymore. We work together. And if they need something to survive, we're going to figure out how to get them that so they survive. It's possible. We're not there yet, but that's what we're going to work toward every single day. Every single day, we make a little progress, a little update, and we move forward. That's the new world that we're creating. There's no more fear. There's no more problems. There's no more sadness. There's belief. And if someone gets slightly affected, not only is that okay, we're all going to be there to intercept, support, encourage, help, make them remember, make them be like, wait, no, there's nothing wrong. Like, don't listen to that. There's possibility. There's excitement. There's freedom. There's hope. Because that's what this world is. It always was. It doesn't matter why it isn't. Because that's changing today. It's a new world. It's a sequel. So now you have the opportunity to make it whatever you want. What are you going to do? Will you take my hand? Will you join me on writing this new sequel? Because I don't know about you guys, but this world is free. This world is finally going to move forward. it's amazing. Because you want to know what makes it amazing? Its inhabitants. An empty world is great. But a world that has amazing inhabitants is an amazing, great world. And that's what I see. Now that none of you are chained to the past anymore, it's time for you to show what you're capable of. I don't care what happened yesterday. I care what your next step is going to be. What is it going to be? Make it a good one.